So wait, so for you, who's coming out? Who's winning the game? And then I'll get my list.
I really like to see the Knicks. I think they need it.
Okay.
They just been in a bad place as a fan base.
All right, is this a pity?
What's good, RBA fan? Welcome back to another episode of the Think RBA podcast. I'm your host, Hak, with me, my brother, Ken. And before we move forward, please remember to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications and all that good stuff so you don't miss out on this content as it comes up. Sir, with that, what is the rundown for this week?
Oh, man, this week.
And before we move, though, I see we both got the memo. We're in uniform.
I mean, black's always the go-to. That's my go-to color. My closet's full of nothing but black hoodies,
the ATL colors, the Falcons
black
colors,
joggers, right? Like the only thing color-wise you're going to see me out in is jeans.
Okay.
Occasionally.
Okay. Got it.
But nah, it's usually like black athletic pants, track pants, joggers, some kind of black tee.
Okay.
That's how
defaults
I roll.
go to
the default for me. It works.
Yes, sir.
Right. All right. So rundown for today. We're gonna talk a little NBA, a changing of the guard, perhaps happening in the NBA, and a possible GOAT going to the commentary booth. Right. We've saw in the NFL, will we see the same results in the NBA?
Okay.
We're gonna talk WNBA because we back. Right. We back and we've got Clark versus Reese 1.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say one because
okay.
this is gonna be a series.
It's gonna be a rivalry.
It's a rivalry. So we got Clark versus Reese 1 on deck, and then the NFL. We're gonna talk a little bit about schedule release and some players getting paid. Cha-ching. But we'll hold that off to the end.
Bring out that Brinks truck.
Oh, look, beep, beep, beep. It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. All right, sir. So let's go ahead and get started in the NBA. Like I said, we have a changing of the guard.
Yeah, man.
All right. We just saw earlier today, right? The Thunder eliminating the Nuggets.
Sir.
To officially solidify that all four teams in the conference finals, right? Led by young, up-and-coming all-stars.
Sir.
None of the old guard is getting a ring this year.
Sir.
None of them are represented. We got no LeBron. We got no Steph. We got no KD. We got no Giannis. Got no Tatum. Got no Embiid. Got no Joker. We got no Luka. What can I keep going? We got no Jimmy Buckets.
Got no Trey. I just want to make sure you don't miss him.
Stay taking shots, man.
Make sure you don't miss him. That's all.
Listen.
I mean, he made an appearance.
Getting it together. Maybe that's something else we should add into the
rundown.
Into the rundown because we talked about the draft lottery.
Yeah.
We'll add that to the episode.
Okay.
Good point. Because I got something to say about that.
Sure.
But nonetheless, right? None of these perennial stars are in there. We have teams led by Shea. We have teams led by Jalen Brunson, and Karl Anthony Towns. We've got teams led by Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah.
And we've got that, of course, generation. I mean, the next guy, is he the next guy?
Might be the next.
One of the questions I got, right? Led by Ant-Man. So what's crazy is one of these four players, one of these four all-stars. Yeah. Guaranteed.
That's right. And potentially MVP.
So first I want to start with, like I said, changing of the guard. Are we seeing now the shift of, you know what? Your super teams are cute, but us young bulls, we can run. And the way that they play, right? Tough defense. They're fast, athletic, play with pace, like flying all over the court. Complete disregard for the moment, right? Even if you look at the Thunder and Nuggets in the Game 7, right? Just like the way that they were flying around, the young boys didn't care that it was a Game 7. They were just out there balling. They were hooping. So are we now seeing a change of the guard where our young stars are going to take over and our current stars, are we going to see
the more veteran stars?
Our grizzled veterans going to take a step back?
The more seasoned stars have. It seems like, hey, listen, they always talk about it being a young man's game. And this playoff has taught us just that. This is a young man's game. We're in the conference finals and all, like you said, the young men are in it, right? And I think this is great for the NBA, right? Because this is the next chapter of when these young, more seasoned stars go back, right? When they fade out, when they retire, because they're getting to that stage in their career soon.
It's coming.
So this next chapter, this next phase of stars that are coming in, this is the best transition. Was it scripted? I don't know. Unlike some other things,
it wasn't scripted.
Unlike some other things, right? Some selections, some picks, some chances, some luck. But I feel like this is beautiful. And I want to see these young guys go at it because well, the one series that didn't happen and I was hoping for, I really, it's one of those rare chances we're not going to see a lot. And unfortunately, we didn't see was the Steph versus Bron, which you never saw, right? So this is that next stage of this. Hopefully, this next rivalry, something comes out of this. The beautiful part about this is the Pacers and New York nostalgia from way back in the day is resurfacing, and I'm so excited to see how this plays out. So between that and Ant versus Shea, we haven't seen that in a 7 series yet. So I'm excited to see that. So this is beautiful, man. I love it. It's a young man's game. And I hope these young Bulls keep this trajectory, this trend going. And I'm excited.
No, I'm excited too. I think it's, like you said, great for the ball. And to me, it's more exciting, right? Because it's not the same old if it's Celtics versus Nuggets. I know that I'm going to get good basketball, but I'm not intrigued for who's going to win their second
You've seen that movie before.
Right. Yeah. I'm not intrigued to see who's going to win their second ring, right? But I am intrigued of which one of these 4 is going to be able to say, I got the first, right? The bragging rights, everything about it, right? So I love it. I think it's great. Yeah, I'm sure there's part of the NBA, though, that is none of our big stars are in this because imagine the clicks, the headlines, everything else. If you had a Bron in there, if you had a Giannis in there, that stuff would come. But also, right, it also opens the door and opens the window to not to create because all of them are already stars, but to elevate one of these guys.
Right.
And can you imagine somebody like Ant getting elevated on the national stage with his
bravado?
He's got the charisma already.
Yeah. They're calling him the face of the league.
He's got the charisma. Yeah. And now you put him on a national stage for, 2 series possibly. Yeah. At least one.
For the world to see.
For the whole, imagine he goes through finals MVP. Imagine what his speech, everybody's going to be locked in for that speech, right?
You're right.
But then again, Knicks go in and win, right? Man. Everybody going to be locked in.
Absolutely.
Coincidentally, right? First time the Knicks have been, I think it was the first time that they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals since
90s.
Brunson's dad was on the team.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. He wore 9, Brunson wears 11. And they showed the picture of them together. It was just all these crazy little references, right?
Right.
But imagine that the Knicks go on, right? Or Tyrese Halliburton does what Reggie Miller couldn't.
Hey, man.
Remember how good those other Pacers teams were
absolutely.
with Ron Artest, with Jermaine O'Neal, right? How Tyrese Halliburton does it?
Bro.
How about this Thunder team being the one to get it done when KD, Harden,
and Russ.
The story,
man, it's beautiful.
Write themselves.
It's beautiful.
So I think either way, it's a huge win for the NBA.
Great.
I truly believe, and mark my words, and we can revisit this one day, years from now. This is a monumental moment in the NBA, and it will be it will go down in NBA history.
Wow.
Because this is a turning point, right? Think about it. Every finals since year 2000 had 6 or 7 players in it.
Yep.
For almost 25 years.
Right.
We saw Shaq, Kobe, Bron,
Wade,
Duncan,
the Celtics trio.
It's the same handful of guys repeated. Very few, the year Giannis won. That was a rare year.
Sure.
But he was also going up against, was it the Suns? So it was one of those, somebody's going to get their first ring.
Right.
One of these. But it wasn't like that in the whole conference finals.
Correct.
Right? This is the first since I've been watching.
I can't remember the last time.
Conference finals is all people who have
fresh
never.
Faces. Young
right.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, going to play into how these series go because there's nobody who has deep experience.
And that's what I was going to say, right? Other than Ant, I think the rest of these folks don't have that deep conference level experience. Ant has experience taking out Bron, taking out KD, right? He's taking out Denver.
Series.
True, but he's gone through that, right? Whereas OKC, they've done it, but now they're finally there where we expected them to.
But it's different to me.
Sure.
If just dealing with one series where it's a first or second round versus this being the Eastern or Western Conference Finals.
Agreed.
Game 6 or Game 7, game on the line. None of them have been in this situation before.
Well,
whether it's conference finals or finals, right?
Agreed.
None of them have been in this.
Absolutely.
So,
except I'll say the Pacers though have in the in-season tournament, they made it to the finals. I'm just saying. Let's not water it down. I'm just saying.
See what I gotta deal with, y'all? See what I gotta deal with.
I mean,
But I think that's what's great, because to me, it's going to give us a new and different brand of basketball.
I love it, man.
And like, I want to tune in more now than I ever have.
Absolutely. And you know, it's funny because this is the year that the NBA ratings have gone up.
Yep.
Right? The All-Star game ratings were up. So like, this is only help. I think this will help. I absolutely think this will help, because people are getting tired of those same old faces. Like, you know, like I know I've seen this movie before. I know what to expect. I won't be surprised. Now it's like, oh, what's going to happen?
No, so, I mean, this is great. It's awesome.
And I was also at the same time, I feel like it's going to set the stage for whoever makes it to the finals, right? For that next year. Now you set that bar, right? If OKC makes it, or if Ant makes it, and let's say they don't come through. Okay. We expect them now every year to get to this stage or close to. Like, there's no going back from this moment.
Yeah.
So I love it, man. I'm truly like really enjoying just the playoffs, right? Round 1 all the way to now. It's been beautiful. So,
but this is still, I think, the best is right now.
I agreed, 100%. Agreed.
So we've been kind of bouncing around, right? But let's talk specifically real quick. Thunder Wolves.
Okay.
Right? With just Thunder Wolves.
Okay. Must see TV, bro. Must watch TV.
Get your popcorn ready.
So you have 2 different personalities, right? Like, you have a very super confident, a lot of bravado, a lot of like a guy that likes to talk, a guy that likes they call him the second coming of MJ, right? Especially the way he gets up in the air and puts people on posters.
Yep.
And on the flip side, you have a guy that's super quiet, reserved, handles business, potential MVP of the league, right? This dude he's him. They're both him. But which version of him
do you want,
is going to come through, right? That's the question here. Yes, it's not all on one person. It's the team and you know, that X factor and whatnot. But I'm super excited to see this, because I've never seen them go into a 7 series. Hopefully, oh my God. It goes for 6, 7.
Can we just pause there and just say, please, dear God, all of y'all out there, do it for us. We want to pray for 2, 3 7-game series.
All 4. How about that?
Oh, no. Like the 2 series in the conference finals and the 1 in the finals.
Got it.
3 7-game series.
3 7-game series.
That's what we want.
That'd be.
Please.
I don't know if that's ever happened.
I don't care. We don't care.
But
I want a 3 7-game series, and I'm gonna watch every single game.
Man, it's gonna be incredible. But between them two, like I'm really excited to see, because OKC is a very young team, right? Rudy Gobert's more seasoned, has experience, has played on the Conley, and he's played on, you know, the France's team in the Olympics, so he has a bit more experience. Ant-Man went to the Olympics. Shea went to Olympics. So like, they come with a little bit of that, but the personality is so different. It's just gonna be like, which version of that's gonna come through? We got one guy's a mid-range master, and the other guy is clutch buckets. Well, he's a clutch bucket. They're both clutch buckets.
It's like you can.
One is a high flyer, right? One's just super out there, like talking to you, whatever. I'm so excited to see who's gonna come through. I know what my pick is, who I want to see come through, and I'll save that for later when we wrap this thing up. Okay. That's the segment up. But what's your thoughts on it?
So my first thought is, I'm not making a pick.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna make a pick.
You're not gonna make a pick?
I don't care. I'm rooting for entertaining basketball.
Okay.
And honestly, like, I don't care who comes out for different reasons. Like I said, each team has a storyline.
Yes.
Right? And so for various reasons, I would love each one of those to actually come to fruition. Right? Okay. So it's hard for me to say pick one team to come out.
Who was your champ?
So what I will say is that prior to Game 7 against the Nuggets, I would have walked in here and said, "Oh, it's going to be the Wolves, hands down, hands down." Really? Because OKC was giving up some leads.
Wow.
Remember?
Okay.
And I would have come in here and say the Wolves.
Interesting.
But when I tell you that Game 7, first of all, they were down early. Then they came back, and then they stomped them.
Oh yeah.
And the way that they were flying around the court, like, bro, like,
they're hungry.
Tough defense. Yeah. And defense still wins championships.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know if Wolves got a tough defense too. I don't know if their defense is tough. I don't know. But what I do know is that the Thunder definitely, again, you come in there with no experience. You don't know what it's like. You're going up against a team that's been in the playoffs for at least 6 straight years? Something like that. Won a chip. Again, the guy that you're going against is also a potential MVP candidate.
Yep.
And yeah, games at home, that helps, but that's not everything. and you still come in there and you're just like, bro, we got this. No, there was not even a sign that they were like nervous. And that's why I'm saying, like, I think we're set up for such beautiful basketball because they don't know what they don't know yet.
That's a good point.
And they don't even know what that moment's like because it hasn't happened. And so that's why, honestly, like, I honestly don't care who I could rank for you, right? At the end of this segment, when you give your picks, I'll rank 1 through 4 who I'd like to win.
Okay.
But
sure.
I'm not going to predict because I literally think it can go any way.
Interesting. What I do know is OKC has more young blood, right? And their leader has this poise, like it's this really cool, calm, collective demeanor where he doesn't get rattled, he doesn't get shaken. So even though he doesn't know what he doesn't know, I think he's ready and he can handle this moment. And he will perform to that MVP caliber level that he's been doing all season.
So that's
my pick.
Okay. As a counter to that,
Sure.
Everybody knows, if y'all been listening, if you don't already, I'm a big wrestling fan. So one of the things that I've always loved about wrestling, again, is you got your baby faces, the good guys, and your heels, the bad guys, right? So Shea is your baby face. Ant's obviously going to be the heel because he's cockier, he's what he reminds me of, right? So like when I was watching wrestling back in what they call the Attitude Era in the late 90s, right? You had this, because traditionally it's the baby faces that get all the cheers.
Yep.
They're the good guys and the heels get booed. But you had this transformation where Stone Cold Steve Austin comes in and he's this cocky, foul mouth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat up my butt. But he just had that swagger and that demeanor that made you cheer for him, even though you weren't supposed to, right? He's like, you're not supposed to cheer for that cocky. But the way he did it was so beautiful.
Right, his delivery was...
that it made you like him. That's where I'm at with Ant.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with Ant.
Yeah.
And I actually love that he's real and he doesn't give the cookie cutter media answers and and all of that, right? So that, just to play devil's advocate and also too, right? I think as people, we all have that dichotomy inside of us, right? Because I relate more if we talk about like leadership and life and whatever. Like I would relate more with Shea. I'm quiet about my business, handle what I need to handle, right? Like I'm not gonna be brash and outspoken, whatever. Unless we're on the pod, but
that's your off
right.
business life.
But it's like it's that dichotomy. So it's like it's fun kind of imagining that what like life would be in an
alter
kind
ego.
of like the alter ego, right? So I'm just saying, like I kind of like that, and
no, I love it.
I gravitate towards it.
I love it,
and also doesn't hurt that he played for Atlanta born, raised. Sure. He will be back in Atlanta one day, by the way. But anyway, he wants to. He's already put those little things in the air. One day.
Sure.
One day.
Okay.
Coming.
This is after he gets his
Mark
chips.
my word.
I ain't about to give him no chip. So
anyway,
the next series was...
Next series, Knicks and Pacers. So the Knicks, man, they've had a long stretch of bad luck. Shout out to Jay.
Yeah,
shout out to our buddy
Jay.
His Knicks finally.
Lifelong Knicks fan from Brooklyn.
The Jay from BK.
Jay from BK.
I love it. So I'm happy for him for sure.
Yeah, man.
My old college roommate was a Pacers fan, right? I mean, he literally he called me as soon as the Malice at the Palace started happening.
Oh boy,
right? Because he was watching it. Like he's been a Pacers fan for his whole life. So I'm like, two of my college buddies. It's another internal storyline for me. So yeah, Knicks Pacers.
Bro, that's another. This is the nostalgia for me. The nostalgia because I grew up watching those Reggie Miller versus John Starks, Patrick Ewing's. Like I watched that whole rivalry all those years and how they would just battle out with each other. It was one or the other. And I remember this. I remember that moment, right?
Yep.
Famous Reggie Miller choke to Spike Lee moment.
Yep.
I think this is Spike Lee is having himself a ball right now. Stephen A is probably having himself a ball.
Sure.
At the game 6, all the games, all the celebs, the former players are out there supporting. So, and New York, man, the Garden was rocking. And we already know how Knicks fans are. Knicks fans are out of control, especially now they're in the conference finals. They win a game, they might have to shut the city down, bro. It's crazy out there.
And they still gonna be chanting "fuck Trae Young."
I mean, Trae has a lot of real estate.
He does have a lot of real estate still.
He's still taking shots at him.
Dude, if they win a chip and in after the chip, everybody's outside saying "fuck Trae Young,"
they're probably going.
I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Like they might as well ship a ring to that man.
Maybe. But I'm super excited for that series as well. Especially like the fact that Tyrese Halliburton called underrated. This guy's never been even in this conversations as a great player, even a good enough player to lead a team as a franchise player. He's never been in those conversations. This is his chance to like really take it and, you know, make something out of it. I'm not saying he's always been a great player, but we never saw it. And maybe because he plays in Indiana, right? That could be another reason. But I want to give special kudos, man, to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, to be the franchise player, to be an undersized NBA player, leading a team.
I saw on Twitter, somebody had done like mashup video of when Jalen was traded, and all the talking heads, including Stephen A. And all of the normal people, right? The media, all talking about how he's undersized. You can't be able to depend on him as a leader. All of this. I was like, I love when people pull the receipts. Exactly.
That's all I got to say about that. Bro, Jalen Brunson, like I liked him on the Mavs when, you know, visit them. But I think when he went to the Knicks, like he actually got the opportunity to come out of his shell and really like put this team on his back. My most favorite thing about him is how an undersized player dominates in the paint against trees. He's amongst the trees.
Right.
And this dude finds angles and ways and footwork and like his post work, his post game needs to be studied. That's film study worthy. It's beyond elite the way this man does it. Even our Tyrese Halliburton don't play like that. These bigger guys don't play like that. Shea doesn't play with his back to the basket. Right? Ant doesn't play with his back to the basket like that. This dude owns the paint as a point guard who's undersized in the NBA as a leader of a team. It's remarkable, right? Much respect to him and even more respect to his pops who trained him, who got him ready for these moments. You see some of his old school videos, right? They're outside and whatever, his dad's pushing him, his mom's there too pushing, right? So I give a lot of respect to them for like the work they put in and to all these guys, right? But just to be a guy who's 6 feet in the NBA, like that's not looked as a guy as who's going to come in and dominate or is going to take over a team. That looks like a role player most likely, right?
Right.
So like kudos to them, like really like a lot of respect. Well deserving of the clutch player of the year, bro. Clutch player. 6 foot clutch player of the year.
All I know is here in a couple of years, I don't know when exactly it expires, but the Knicks are going to have to be backing up probably 2 Brinks trucks.
Oh my God.
Beep,
bro, seriously.
Beep,
and the most beautiful part about it is that that market, that's a huge market, right? And he's he's taking full advantage of it.
Yeah.
And Knicks fans are anything less than a conference finals championship is like a failed season to them.
Too.
They are loyal. So I'm super excited to see them. Growing up, I was an MJ fan, right? So I'm MJ rocking the Knicks all day long, every day, all that. But this I was happy to see. I'm happy to see this, especially Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton. Career typically underrated-ish type players who are getting their shot.
What I love, like you say, that sports, whether it's the NFL or NBA, is just like the WWE, right? And not just that it's scripted, but it's all there for entertainment. Well, I don't know if you saw it or not, but the WWE predicted this.
They did.
Last offseason.
I saw it.
By having Jalen Brunson and Tyrese Halliburton. So Tyrese was actually out there with the heel, bad guy, right? And he had a steel chair, everything. And then Jalen Brunson hopped the barricade. Like, no matter what happens in this playoffs, sometime this summer, they will revisit this. They will be back on a SmackDown or Raw.
I'm sure.
It is going to happen.
You gotta run with it.
1000%. There's one thing I know about the WWE is they're not going to say no to money. And there is so much money to be made in this. And they're both wrestling fans. Right. This particular show happened to be at the Garden. Right. They're no strangers to it. They brought out Trey in the Garden too.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So like, I just love it from that aspect because it just adds to the entertainment value.
Absolutely.
So like, no matter what happens, there's gonna be some kind of follow up that I can anticipate in my wrestling world later this summer. And I just,
man, that'd be awesome.
I just can't wait. And but what I would love, like just kind of taking a real quick little detour, is if it were more like what happened back in the WCW days, because they had Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman in during the finals.
That's right.
And they had them on Nitro. Like,
yeah,
that was crazy at the time.
That was crazy.
Never had been done before.
Yeah.
Right? They're like,
I don't know how the teams will feel about that.
Oh, that's not going to happen today. But the Bulls were like, where's Rodman?
Correct.
Oh, he's
Last Dance. Watch the Last Dance.
He's in Nitro.
Right.
Like,
He's on TV. What?
He's wrestling, throwing steel chairs. Like, what is happening? But like, that would be kind of fun. Like, no lie, is if they were like able to weave them in and like they cut promos.
Oh man,
on Raw or SmackDown each week, like before the next game or whatever. Like, just I don't know. Anyway, it's not gonna happen, but I do have something to look forward to later. I love when my sports and wrestling and all of it mesh together.
I mean, they have the same writers, so it's all the same.
But no, I mean, yeah. So like everything you said, I mean, yeah, it's great to kind of revisit an old rivalry, but in a new, fresh way. Again, Tibbs, man, like he's always been such a good coach, tough defensive team that the Knicks are. Pacers are not afraid either. So like, I think it's gonna be a slugfest.
Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be great.
Absolutely,
it's gonna be cinema for sure.
Who's coming out?
So I don't. Like, so you want me to get so you, who's coming out? Who's winning the game? And then I'll get my list. I
really like to see the Knicks come. I think they need it.
Okay.
They just been in a bad place as a fan base.
Is this a pity? Are you taking?
No, I seriously think Jalen Brunson like clutch player of the year. Even and Tyrese Halliburton hit some clutch buckets too. But I'm gonna give it to the Knicks. I have a soft spot for them this year.
I see. It's great because you used to go hard on the Knicks.
I did.
You went hard on the Knicks.
I did.
All right. So my rankings. One is the Wolves for Ant-Man. Like he'd be like the number one guy I want to see win a chip. Just for him, because I do think he's the next superstar.
Face of the league.
Like I don't think as good as some of the other guys. He's face of the league, right? The rest are perennial all-star, but he is like the next potential top 5 guy in my opinion.
Okay. Like ever.
Top 10 guy maybe ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe top 5 is a little. That top 5 is getting crowded.
Yeah,
now.
I was gonna say.
So let's say top 10.
Sure. Okay.
Like I can correct myself.
Okay.
But like
you need a few of these.
He's gonna be in that. But again, I think this is so for me. It's like that's what I'd be rooting for first. Second, surprise you, the Knicks. Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay.
No, I mean like I would be rooting for Jay, man. Like I want to see my boy.
There's another soft
it's not
spot.
Pity. No, it's not pity. It's not pity. And the other thing that I like about the Knicks too is like not only is he like Jalen coming over and doing this right, still playing with his boy from Villanova. You got Josh Hart, you got Bridges, like he's and even DiVincenzo before last season. Which by the way, where's he at? He's over with the Wolves. Yeah. So they could potentially collide anyway. So all these storylines. But no, I like the fact that like playing with his boys. There's a clip on Twitter of him finding out. He was at Villanova's facility and he found out that the Knicks were trading for Josh Hart. And like the excitement in his voice, right? Then you add Cat to the mix. Like it's just, I like the fact that he's like, all right, I'm playing with my boys and we're just gonna go out there and have fun and play tough, hard basketball. And we're gonna like undo all of the bad shit that's happened to this franchise for forever, right?
Yeah, you got credit to Mikal Bridges though.
Yo, yeah, no, of course, right? But that's him and his boy, like it's his crew, you know? So, I really love that.
Awesome.
Third is Shea and the Thunder, and last would be like,
okay.
I'm always gonna have a thing against Tyrese Halliburton.
Really?
He told the Hawks not to. Oh. And it wasn't a bad. It wasn't like I don't want to go to the Hawks. He was just like, y'all already got a point guard.
Oh.
And we drafted a Congo instead. But you telling me? I think he would have been a better.
You could have picked him up and traded him for a better pick.
Or he would have been a better version.
Trey?
DeJounte Murray.
Oh, okay.
but then, right? So I heard him talk about this recently. He was saying he hedged his bets, but then didn't realize, and Sacramento picked him up, and they had De'Aaron Fox. Like he ended up in the same
right
point anyway. But that he went to
Indiana.
He went to Indiana. The rest is history. But I still have a little.
Sure.
I'm gonna hold a little grudge.
Sure.
So yeah, Pacers are gonna be
okay. Sounds good.
All right. So with that, real quick, and then we'll wrap up the NBA piece. Your boy, the GOAT.
This guy right
Sir
here.
Michael Jordan.
The actual GOAT.
So we saw.
Actually, I'm sorry. That era's GOAT. That era's GOAT.
Wow.
Because that GOAT debate gets very muddy.
Here we go. You gonna start that?
I'm gonna start. Yeah. But I'm gonna rewind. That era's GOAT.
So we saw the move in the NFL. Tom Brady is the undisputed GOAT at this point in the NFL.
Yeah.
He moved to the booth, right? Now we're gonna see MJ do some color commentary for NBC.
Yeah.
Excited? What MJ are we gonna get?
That's a great question. I don't know.
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, we always get the,
What MJ do you want?
We're talking about 23-45?
No, do you want?
I want the MJ.
Older MJ, like media MJ.
I want the MJ that's gonna give me the actual insights of what's happening, not the the polished answer. I don't want that MJ. I want the MJ.
You want raw MJ.
I want MJ to go.
Want MJ raw.
What he's thinking in that moment. Hey, I didn't say that exactly. Be careful, brother. I want the MJ to tell me what he's thinking, right? Like that MJ, like in this moment, as that player, as a great, as a GOAT, what I would have done. What's the difference there? What does the average fan do? What they do? You know how Kobe did his details? I want a hint of that.
I was about to say, you want a details episode every time he's on the broadcast.
Man, that'd be beautiful. But people aren't ready for that.
People are definitely
not ready for that.
All right, you think he's good?
He's MJ. Even if he's not, they're gonna make it good. So AI can do everything nowadays.
He'll be heavily produced.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
if he's not good, if he's good, he does just
right. What do you think?
Oh, I think he's
okay.
Interesting.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see him as a salacious personality like that.
Sure.
To me, it's just gonna be
dry.
Like, I don't know. I don't have.
We don't have precedence to go on on what he's done in the past in that sense, right?
Like with Tom Brady, there's precedence with like Tony Romo going to the booth, other like premier quarterback, and of course like we've seen other players that have jumped into the booth, obviously, but he's not Chuck.
Correct,
he's not Shaq or like personality wise.
Yeah,
he's very withdrawn. We don't hear from him a lot.
Correct.
So I don't really know what to even expect. So I'm keeping my expectations low and hoping for the best.
Yeah, he might need a few maybe a couple seasons if he stays.
You know who I think would be better in the booth than MJ? LeBron. Anyway. WNBA, we got Clark versus Reese 1.
Okay.
And let's just start because there's something I want to get to, but let's just start with Clark. Obviously takes that battle, even though Reese had a double-double, right? I think she had 17 boards, but Clark had a triple-double, and she was just throwing shots from everywhere. So your take, real quick, on the action and the stats,
bro. I think Caitlin Clark did what she's her, but she is the her of hers, right? Second year in, comes out and says, "Oh, I'm next, right? I'm her." I'm her, right? But the way she did it, how do you guard someone? You see where they're picking her up from? They don't pick up anyone that far up, so they're picking her up from.
And she still drained some local.
Correct. Shots. But what was more impressive to me about her was not just the shots, but the way she distributes the ball, the way she finds the open man, cutting lanes, like threading the needle, those tight passes, like the way she draws so much attention. She knows how to take advantage of it, right? And feed the people around her. Granted, she has another great with her, right? But they're big, right? But just the way that she moves, when your point guard moves the ball and they can score like Steph, that's special, right? That's truly special. An unselfish point guard who's willing to let this ball go for the betterment of the team, right? Shay, Caitlin, Steph, these type of people, like that's respect. So I was truly impressed with the way she did it. They got into a little kerfuffle. And we go. My bad.
I was trying to just take over.
My bad, bro. My bad. So that was really impressive. I know what she can do from distance, but that part of her game, like seeing that, and I'm sure she had it, but seeing it develop and get better and better, that tells me she's sky's the limit.
All I'm gonna say is this: Caitlin Clark, traction. She is must-see TV.
She's the face of WNBA. Right
Absolutely.
Right? She's changing the game though, not from the game standpoint, but from everything that she can bring to the game. Between all the money, the seats fill, they're worried about all that, right? You got somebody who's gonna do that for you, right? Between, I don't know, they may start getting private jets, and maybe they are now. I don't know, but they're gonna see those luxuries because of her. And there's a lot more she brings to the game than just getting buckets.
Caitlin Clark is an attraction.
Yeah,
she is mainstream. She is money. I love everything about how the game can be elevated, because it's not just about her, but she brings the eyes in. But also too, right? It's just like people just need to recognize how good these ladies are. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
The flashy stuff, her shooting the threes, whatever, and people are like, oh, I want to tune in for that. But like the fundamental way that they play basketball,
correct,
is so beautiful to watch.
It is.
Right? It's so beautiful to see, like, without, oh, this is a dunk, this is a layup dunk. Like, no, they're gonna play some fundamental footwork, put my back to the basket, like drop step, boom, boom. Like they're playing basketball.
Right.
So I love the fact that additional eyes are on the product, but I hope that it transcends Caitlin Clark. Right. I hope that she can just be a conduit, because there's a lot of great players throughout the league. Even new players that have just come in from college too. It's really unfair that Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are on the same team. Like, that guard and big combo to run the pick and roll. I mean, how many of her assists were to Leah Boston? It was crazy. Yeah. So no, I love it. I think that whether she likes it or not, whether people want to admit it or not, she's a conduit. Right. Yep. And I think people would rather other people be conduits, but she's her. She's her. Right. But if she's the her that can expand the product, if she's the her that can make them more money, then why not? Exactly.
I'm sure there'll be haters along the way, but at the end of the day, there always comes somebody who's going to come in and be that. They're going to change the way things are done, and they're going to make it better for everybody. So, I mean, hate it or you can love it, but it's going to happen. So,
all right.
I love it. But credit to Indiana, because both Indiana teams are doing well.
Well,
one started well.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is only game one. So
but are we not going to talk about the little... Oh, man. We just talked about...
Let me do my job.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Back to the kerfluffle that you mentioned. Mm-hmm. There was a little situation on the court, a little hard foul, I don't like the hard foul you gave me, a little shoving. My question to you is, it was upgraded on the floor to a flake. Was that a flagrant foul?
That was a little over exaggerated, in my opinion.
It felt.
It was a little bit of, you hit my teammate, I'm gonna hit you back. I'm gonna give you a little extra, but not enough to say she can drop her Angel Reese the way. Nah. It was a nice, NBA nothing but actors. So we're learning from the same in the same acting classes. I don't know what it is, but WWE is doing a great job teaching them how to take falls.
No, I'm with you. Like, I saw it at first. I was like, "What? It's a foul. It's a hard foul."
Yeah, it's a foul for sure.
Right, and
it's a good foul though.
And at first, I didn't see Reese's push to start the play. Right.
Yeah.
So I didn't even see.
Even the replays don't show that part.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, she just turned around and gave her a good smack." Right. But yeah, it's interesting that conveniently, Angel Reese's like, I'm gonna just forget that I pushed your teammate in the back.
Right.
And that's what the flagrant she got. They said it wasn't the foul. It was like a little extra push at the end. I'm like, dude, she just two-handed pushed.
No, she gave her a little bit of this, but that's not enough to make her.
Generally, I'm looking at flagrants are usually to the head or neck or something pretty traumatic. Like, that was good hard foul.
Good hard foul,
and one that most players would give. Like, hey, you pushed my team out of the way.
Correct.
Oh, you think I'm gonna let you have this easy layup? That's just disrespectful.
Correct.
I'm not gonna let you do that. So what I hate about it though is that people want to make it a Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese thing, because I don't think it would have mattered any player that's there.
Correct.
And either one of them, and I think either one of them, you switch places.
Correct.
Would have done the same thing. But then it becomes Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, white versus black, and all of it. And so I just hate that that's what it became. However, are we not looking forward to Clark Reese too?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, for many seasons coming.
This season, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Every meeting.
Give me Clark Reese too.
Absolutely. But for round one.
And guess what? At some point, they're going to be on the Olympics together. They're going to be teammates.
Correct. Right.
Well, and I bet you they'll be high-fiving each other and everything's going to be okay.
As long as they're winning. Winning.
Should be. So, all right. Much anticipated. We'll be looking forward to Clark versus Reese. All right. On to NFL. Let's take it home. NFL schedule release. That's one of the big things that happens post-draft in May. And then we enter the quiet period between mid-May and July when training camp starts.
Okay.
So we're really probably not going to have a whole lot of NFL talk over the next about 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe a few little things here.
You gonna be all right?
Well,
can we check up on you every now and then?
Might need to.
Okay.
You might need to, because I'm already going through withdrawal. And then this is what sucks, right? As a fan, because, all right, you went through the season. Okay. You got through the playoffs, whatever. Depend on your team. You're either happy or not because your team won a championship, right? Everybody goes kind of down for a couple weeks, and then it's like free agency. Okay, well, our hopes are up because we signed all these people, or not,
angry.
Right? Or we got all these, lost a bunch of people. So we're either going up or down there. And then a few weeks later, it's like the draft, and our hopes are going up again because here we drafted all these people. And then the schedule release comes out, and we start, oh, that's a win, that's a loss, that's a win, this is a win. We're gonna go. We're gonna go. We're only gonna lose one game all season, and that carries you through for a couple of days, and then finally training camp starts, and you're like, all right, things are good because now you're getting daily content. You're seeing how they're doing on the practice field.
It's a long wait.
It is a long wait. So the withdrawal kind of starts, but you have these little shots, like injection shots of adrenaline. in between. But now is when the thank you. I appreciate you got from me.
Of course.
So the NFL schedule release has become now like a thing where teams and their social media departments are now, it's like everybody's creating some funny, artistic video, whatever you want to create a video to release their schedule to their fans, right?
The thing.
And so we saw a lot of different schedule release videos this year. We saw one of like Josh Jacobs having a scary dream for Green Bay. We saw something with I don't know what the Giants
I don't know what that was. That was a commercial. It was an Old Navy commercial.
It was weird. Very weird. Not as weird as the Cleveland one. Little elephant. I don't know what he was doing. With some fun ones with the Minecraft, with the Atlanta cart, with the Bills. So
even the Ravens.
The Ravens with the Severance. As somebody who loves the show Severance, have you watched Severance?
I'm not. So I didn't catch a lot of the references.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it. It was great. Definitely have to watch it.
Okay.
So I hate to ask you this question because I know the answer and it's going to be the same. But I'm going to just, for the sake of time, I'm just going to ask you because I know it's the same. But what was your favorite?
It's not what you're thinking.
Really?
Yeah, it's not what you're thinking. I have let me tell you my runner-up.
Okay.
My runner-up is who you think.
Oh, then don't say it.
No.
I want to say it.
You want to say it too?
I want to say it. If your runner-up is mine, then let me. So you just give me yours.
So my favorite one.
Yeah.
And for that, I have a little prop.
Okay.
That should give you the answer.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Okay. Minecraft. Yeah, that was a good one. So the Chargers, there's a Minecraft video for those of you who have not watched it. San Diego Chargers, go to their social media page.
It's money.
But they are.
What's the production on something like that?
Bro,
what's their budget on something like that?
I don't think that they care because I don't know if there is some rankings, but if there were rankings of social media teams across the NFL, Chargers just are generally known as having the best social media team.
Interesting.
I don't know if it's because they're out there in that area, the Silicon Valley area, or what. The Rams are too, but somehow they don't get the same. The Chargers just for years have been killing the social media. So the Minecraft one was pretty good. It was long though. That's still my only thing. I don't like when they're too long because then it's just like, I'm gonna have to sit here and watch 6 minutes of this. Like, it was a 6-minute video.
It was.
But it was good.
But just the way they put the storylines together, the little jabs they took it, I really enjoyed it.
The 2 L's with the
Broncos.
After they herded all the Broncos.
Right. It was hilarious. Yeah, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was pretty. Colts had to take theirs down.
That's right.
Well, they didn't have to. They chose to take theirs down because of inappropriate reference to Tyreek Hill, and I think that he was like in the water or something. And then there was like a Navy boat or a police boat or something coming to arrest him. It's taking a jab, a jab at what happened last season. They took it down. It's funny because Tyreek tweeted that they should have left it up. He thought it was funny.
Hey.
So to each their own, but nonetheless, my number one, which I know is your runners up, because again, it was like a minute and 50 seconds. It's short, it's quick, but it got to the point and it was funny and creative.
Yeah, it was.
And that was the Bills.
The
Buffalo Bills. Because like, especially in this world that we're in now, we're like, yeah, just use AI. Oh, we're going to use AI? Yeah, just use that. So this old coach is trying to figure out how to use AI. And to him, the only AI is Allen Iverson. The
answer.
And he's like, what am I doing? What am I doing with the Bills? Because there's no connection.
Correct.
But like, it was beautiful. It was well produced, well done. And then at the end,
my favorite part.
At the end, when they got him like, can we get you to say go Bills? And he looked and said,
put this big smile on his face.
Go Josh Allen.
Right.
Like, he's never gonna say that.
I loved it though.
But they tried.
They shot their shot.
Yeah. They shot their shot. But no, I mean, that one to me, so beautifully done.
Yeah.
Quick, simple, to the point, funny. So both had their strengths, but that was
I bet.
All right. And then in the last bit, kind of big news, Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant signed a 5-year, $165 million, well, they're about to sign $265 million contract. That meaning Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers, was Mr. Irrelevant in his draft.
What does that mean?
Mr. Irrelevant, for those who don't know, is the last pick of the 7th round, the last pick of the last round. It's the title Mr. Irrelevant because they're irrelevant. They're the last guy drafted. But then there's other stuff like that. Traditionally, that city will have a parade for them. There's a couple little perks that a lot of times, I mean, players don't want to get drafted.
Well, who wants to go?
Because of obviously the contracts are smaller, not as guaranteed. And furthermore, if I'm going to get picked in the last couple of picks, I'm stuck with that team versus if I just go undrafted, now I've got my opportunity to pick. I'm already going to be in that range. The 7th rounders be fighting for even trying to make it a roster, right? So let me go pick a situation that's better, right? Versus being the last pick and being tied to that particular. But nonetheless, Brock Purdy did it and came out of the quarterback carousel that was in the San Francisco 49ers, played on a rookie contract for a couple of years, played well beyond his value for sure, and rewarded 5 years, $5 million for a Mr. Irrelevant. That's got to be a record.
That's also has to say that regardless of where you're drafted, hard work, you got to put in the work, get the opportunities, right? So you don't take like Tom Brady, right? So you can't take it, you shouldn't take it in that negative light. The fact is you got drafted over every other person that didn't get drafted, right? So you got to put in your work, take your advantage of the opportunity.
But the other thing is did this come at an expense?
Sure.
Because the 49ers lost a lot of key people. The agency. They had to get rid of Debo Samuel, who went over here to the Commanders. When you have to take you got a rookie on a rookie contract and you've got a good team, that's the most ideal situation because you can pay, all of those other positions while keeping your quarterback. Once you flip on the other side, and now I've got a quarterback on a $265 million contract, right? Okay, now we got to be more frugal with every other position. So it becomes a little bit more challenging to continue to try to build that winning team. And so time will tell to see if that's at the expense of his contract or not. But look, man, anytime that somebody can get money like that, get paid,
good for him,
especially for somebody who was unheralded. And every passed on all the way up to crazy. So with that, tie it all back in. Brock Purdy is this week's RBA aura.
I love it.
RBA aura player this week.
Well deserving.
For just because even this week, it's this past couple of years.
Yeah.
For coming in, his entire career, putting in the work, like true definition of real ballers and just, right? Didn't let me just fight for the fact that he even made the roster was a long shot. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now forget him starting because that only happened by chance and injury, but he still had to be prepared for that moment.
Absolutely.
In order to be prepared for that moment, that means you're fucking grinding.
But also the mentality, the mindset you have to have.
Right.
To not get discouraged, not get deflated.
I'm a seventh round
and to always be upbeat about it, right? And never showing your team, your coaches that, right? That's different. That's RBA. That's some real RBA type stuff.
Right.
So much respect to him.
So much respect, Brock Purdy, week's RBA aura. With that, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you yet again for being with us through another episode. And as my brother told you in the beginning, subscribe, follow, share, comment, ring the bell, do everything. Everything. Come engage with us. I'll be sitting at home sometimes, man, I just want some comments. I just want to
have a chat with somebody.
I want to talk with somebody other than you. Right?
So when you get bored of me, bro?
I start put that short out, start getting some comments, and I was like, all right, bet I can start and I start talking. Because we brothers, a lot of times we agree on things. We see things, a lot of the things the same way. So I like when people start pushing back and saying different things with us.
Hey man, good, bad, or ugly, we're here for it.
We're here for I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong too.
That's right.
I'm good with that.
Right. We just have a healthy conversation.
When I'm right, I'll be wrong. Let's just have a fun conversation.
That's right.
Let's talk our talking.
The only way you can do that is by sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting, ringing the bell, all that good stuff. So you don't miss none of it.
All of it. So we appreciate y'all. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Think RBA. Peace.